Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Extravaganza with Mitch. This is a podcast tonight that will have a lot of information about some things you really want to hear. We are excited about our guest coming on, Courtney Stratemeyer. She'll be with us in a little bit. But it's been an interesting week in sports, hasn't it? We're going to start talking about the Eagles first, since Lou and I always kind of talk about the Eagles and his Detroit Lions, because I'm from Philadelphia, as you all may know. And though I'm not a fanatical Eagles fan as much as I am a fanatical Phillies fan, I got to talk about this team. It is a disaster right now. And there are 5 people to blame. I called it the JJJKN blame. That would be the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. That would be Jordan Mailata, Jake Elliott, Kevin Patullo, and Nick Sirianni. That game was horrendous. It was a game they should have won. But once again, we'll start with Patullo. The offense, they didn't do anything that surprised you. They had 10 days to prepare for this game. 10 days. And we heard that Sirianni was going to, be involved with the offense. And 10 days to work it out. And what do we get? We got a Saquon run. That was good, 52 yards. We got a little bit of Saquon. We didn't get enough. Kevin Patullo calling plays was as boring as can be as usual. And then we had Jake Elliott missing a field goal. We had Jordan Mailata with a terrible penalty at the worst time, been at the 2-yard line. And then, of course, you get to the quarterback. Jalen Hurts. Now, listen, I am not an expert analyst, but I've been watching football for a long time, even though I've never played the game. Okay, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about and play the game. I watch a ton of football. The guy isn't doing what he's supposed to do as a quarterback. As Troy Aikman even said on the broadcast, he's not looking off his main receivers and looking at who he's got open. Dallas Goedert open over the field many times, open in the middle of the field, plenty of times during the game. Now, did Goedert get some receptions? Absolutely. But when they needed first downs and when needed to get first down yardage, and he's looking not at Goedert, but other places that receivers aren't open, you got a question. You look at his eyes, he's got one person to go to. He, from what I'm reading, doesn't want to run as much. That's what I've heard. But if the coaches are asking you, and who knows what happened in those meetings, they're asking you to do something that's going to help the team, you got to kind of do it. That's what I'm reading and hearing from the Eagles and the people that are covering the Eagles in Philadelphia. They're just not doing it. He's just not doing it. You can't miss a field goal like that, Jake Elliott. A field goal of that situation puts them basically towards the end of the game. They have a 6-point lead, and you force the Chargers to score a touchdown at the end of the game. Plus, time management on Nick Sirianni's part. Why are you not running the ball, taking the clock down, forcing them to use their timeouts so they don't have time or have less time to go down and kick a game-tying field goal? It's been this way all season. I don't think it's going to get fixed. They'll make the playoffs. There's no way they're not making the playoffs. Even if they lose the next 4 and Dallas wins the next 4, they'll make the playoffs. because Eagles are gonna listen. They got the Raiders, they got the Commanders, they got Buffalo and the Commanders. If they don't win those three games against those teams, then they don't deserve to go anywhere. Now, assuming they win those three and they lose to the Bills, obviously they win the division, in the playoffs. Prediction, they'll be one and done. That's what's going to happen. They believe me when I tell you, Eagles fans, as you may know, are going nuts. They don't want Patullo there anymore. Who's ultimately responsible? Nick Sirianni. He brought him in. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. I don't understand it. I don't get it. No, hardly anybody does. That's it for the Eagles. Let's go to the winter meetings. Kyle Schwarber is back as a Philadelphia Philly. That is huge. We had a feeling it was going to happen, and we kind of knew it was going to happen. The Reds, Pirates, there's no way he was going to the Pirates. He wanted to go somewhere where he was going to win. Had a chance to win. Okay. Other deals that went down, those poor Mets fans. Pete Alonso goes to the Orioles, right? Edwin Diaz goes to the Dodgers. Mets fans are in an uproar. They don't know what to do with themselves. And I kind of don't blame them because it's just, what are they going to do? Do they have a plan? I read Ben Verlander this afternoon. They got to have a plan. Stearns and Cohen have to have a plan to do something because you can't lose an Alonso and your closer and not add somebody else. Now, obviously, the Phillies have to do the same thing, and they got to add. Their outfield still needs help through the trade market. We'll see what happens. A couple of Japanese players, Imai and Okamoto, I think, are online to get involved with the MLB. Someone's going to pick them up, possibly. Phillies are, from what I'm hearing, are in line to do that, possibly. We'll see what happens. But here are the deals that have gone down, the bigger deals that have gone down. There's been smaller ones, but here are the bigger ones. Ryan Helsley to the Orioles. Didn't work out with the Mets. He's going with the Orioles. He was terrible at the end of the season. Greg Soto to the Pirates, where he doesn't have to deal with any huge press issues. He can't pitch under pressure, so the Pirates is a good place to go. Kyle Finnegan goes back to the Tigers, which is what they need, obviously. Devin Williams goes to the Mets. Not as good as Edwin Diaz at all. He's decent, but he's no Edwin Diaz. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Mets end up doing. Obviously, they've lost Brandon Nimmo also. So the Mets need help. Do you have to trust your owner and your general manager? Yeah, probably you have to. Just as the Phillies fans have to trust Dombrowski to figure out who's playing the outfield. Because Nick is going to be back for sure. Nick is not going to be back for sure. I don't know about Bader. I don't think he's going to sign. We know Ranger's not coming back. You got Wheeler, who won't be back probably until May. You got the pitching staff's okay. If I am not a Nola fan, so we'll see what happens with Nola. He needs to figure this stuff out because he can't continue to do what he did last year, this year. And again, the outfield, you got Marsh. It'd be nice to get Bader back, but don't know if that's going to happen. So Bohm at third, don't know. Could be a bunch of trades coming up. Ketel Marte is listed as an interesting prospect for the Phillies. Don't know how they're going to do that, but they're not going to give up Andrew Painter. They're not going to give up Rincon, I don't think, nor are they going to give up Aiden Miller. So those are the future guys. I'm okay with the infield. I'm even okay with Bohm. He's got to have a better year than he did the previous years, going the other way, key RBIs. But, I'm okay with the infield. JT, I'm thinking 95% sure he's coming back. They don't have any other options. I mean, just give him. And supposedly he said he wants 2 years. Give him his 2 years. We can't. There's nobody else in the pipeline unless you trade for somebody. And I don't think there's anybody that they want to go after. They want to keep JT just like they wanted to keep Schwarber. But again, the outfield bullpen they gotta tweak a little bit. You got Alvarado, you got Duran. That's good 8 and 9. You got some setup guys, you got some long guys, but you need a little bit more. You need some more depth in that bullpen. So we'll see what happens there. So interesting. I guess the meetings end today. Everybody was waiting for Alonso for Schwarber, and he was going to quote open the floodgates. Not many floodgates open. You got Alonso, and that was it. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be exciting. Obviously, it's something to pay attention to as the New Year approaches and spring training becomes closer. Mid-February. I think February 14th. A lot of pitchers and catchers report for a lot of players. So, you're only talking, 31 days in January and 14? You're less than 50 days once the New Year hits to pitchers and catchers reporting. So I think a lot's going to happen. You have to think a lot's going to happen when after the New Year. I looked at the list of free agents. There are a ton of them out there. So there'll be a lot of movement in the new year. We'll just have to see what happens. So that's it for the update on the NFL, Eagles, Major League Baseball. And I'm very excited to have this guest on. We have never met. We are excited to meet each other online. I've got some things I'm going to ask her about that's going to help me get to know her a little bit, and her podcast. So let's do it now. And also, we're going to open some packs of baseball cards, which I was so excited when I said, "Do you collect baseball cards?" Absolutely. And she went out and got a 4-pack. I just have one. So we'll have to let her do this first to get her first 3 open. Let's welcome to the podcast, Courtney Stratemeyer from Glove Actually Podcast. Courtney, welcome.
Hi, Mitch. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I am so glad to have you. Let me get my volume up. There we go. Hey, it's great to see you. Yeah, you're here.
Great to see you too.
How are you? You were in Orlando, right?
I am. I'm in Orlando, so it's starting to get a little chilly down here, oddly enough. So I've had to bundle up a little bit this week.
We are chilly here in Wilmington, North Carolina. I got a memory on Facebook today. 2 years ago, we were on the beach.
Oh, my goodness.
Collecting shark's teeth.
Wow.
4 years ago, I was with my brother-in-law on the pier fishing. That's how.
Oh, my gosh.
30. Let me look at the temperature. Today we woke up to 32. I think it's like 38 right now.
That's significantly colder than it is here in Orlando. I think today was somewhere in the mid 60s, but that's still, for someone who's lived down here for 10 years, that's chilly.
Yeah, and we were in the Philly area, and we come down here, and hey, the first 3 years are great. 4 years, this is like, what is going on? We don't like this.
Right before I moved down here, I've been down here for about 10 years. I'm originally from Baltimore, so okay. I'm an Orioles girl.
All right. You just answered one of my questions. All right. So you got to be happy, girl. You got to be happy.
I had a great day. So we knew that we needed to get a big bat, and I personally thought that we were going to go after Schwarber, but after seeing him re-sign with the Phillies, which I thought that was a good move, knowing that the Orioles matched the Phillies' offer to Kyle Schwarber, as soon as I knew that, I was like, okay, they're going for Pete Alonso next. And here we are. You had
a feeling that was going to happen, huh?
I had a feeling. So
wow.
I'm definitely interested to see what other moves the Orioles continue to make in the offseason. I know we still need to build up our bullpen a little bit. I feel like that's a league-wide problem, though. Everybody's kind of got their bullpen issues. And then I think we need one more solid starter in our rotation, and then I think we'll be good. I was really hoping to get Dylan Cease, but unfortunately the Blue Jays snagged him. I was going to say, I don't know if you can see my sweatshirt, but
Oh,
I'm also a Padres
Padres
fan.
fan.
I became a Padres fan in the middle of the season, right around the trade deadline. My favorite player is Ryan O'Hearn, and he
Okay.
was traded over to the Padres. So I followed him over to the Padres. I started watching East Coast and West Coast
Mhm.
baseball in the middle of the season. That became a lot to keep track of, but I did really enjoy the experience of supporting the Padres. All the
Mhm.
fans that I interacted with were really, really nice.
Yeah.
So it was really
Yeah.
great. It's a great fandom to be a part of. So that was just an interesting way to kind of expand my horizons.
Yeah. It's funny because I am one old schoolish, if you will. Um, I don't know how I could support two teams. I just couldn't do it.
That's
Right.
okay.
That's yeah. I mean, that's me. And I don't know if there's a lot of people. I just find it hard. Now, I will tell you this. I've gone three different teams. Okay. So here's what happened to me. I was born in Philly, grew up in Philly for 8 years. I was a Phillies fan. Um, moved to North Jersey in 63 and in 64 when the Phillies had their 10-game lead. I'm sure you've heard about this collapse from 64. I was excited. Back in the day, there were 10 teams in the National League, 10 teams in the American League. Team that ended in first place won the pennant.
Yep.
They played for the World Series.
Yep.
My team was 10 games ahead with I forget what the number was, how many to go. Needless to say, I was watching television. The Phillies, somebody was playing the Mets. I don't know if it was the Phillies. I was in North Jersey, no cable.
Of
I
course.
put on UHF Channel 3. I was able to get the feed from Shea Stadium. I forget the exact scenario, but the Mets won. The Phillies were out. Couldn't believe it. Okay.
I work with a lot of Mets fans. So when that news came out today about Pete Alonso, I had some very, very angry people texting me. They were like, WTF, what happened?
Exactly. So then I became a Mets fan. From 64
Of
on,
course.
I became a Mets fan. Listen, I can't complain about championships. Lived through 69, 86, and then in 80 or 73 went to the World Series. 86, they won it again. In 88, I was living in Houston. And, you know, Mets fan. When they lost that series, then they shouldn't have lost to the Dodgers. I said, screw this. Something's going on. What happened here? I became an Astros fan. I was living in Houston, bunch of young guys, right? Ray
Of
Biggio,
course.
Luis
Yeah.
Gonzalez, Jeff Bagwell. I mean, just a great bunch of guys. Ended up becoming an Astros fan. But this is the funny thing. In '86, they played the Astros in this amazing series, right? The National League Championship Series. I'm in the Astrodome with Mets. I'm the only Mets fan there. And that's the
Just
game that was.
one in a sea.
Oh, and I was like the last row in left field, right next to behind the foul pole, right?
Of course.
But I was there. 16 innings it went, and the Mets won, and I was like, yes! And excuse me, I got so excited. My wife, we walking out of the ballpark in the big parking lot. I said, yes. She goes, shh, shh. You're a Mets fan. I said, I know, I'm excited. But you know who you are? I don't care. But then when that was 86, 88, I lost interest, became an Astros fan. Then I moved back to Philly and then became a Phillies fan. So I'm Phillies, and that's pretty much it right now. I got to ask
Return to
you,
form. Yeah.
where did you start with your love for baseball?
My dad. My dad grew up playing baseball. My grandfather was actually his baseball coach. So as I was growing up, my dad instilled a love of all Baltimore sports in me, and as well as my sister. We grew up going to Camden Yards.
Mm-hmm.
We also grew up going to a lot of the minor league Maryland teams. So whenever we would go and visit Ocean City, we would always hit a Shorebirds game. And then for a while when I was younger, we were actually season ticket holders at Ripken Stadium for the Aberdeen Ironbirds. So I watched a lot of minor league ball growing up as well. When I got into high school, I got really into theater. So that kind of, I mean, baseball and sports kind of took a backseat to everything I had going on. And then once I made it through college and everything, and I started getting into the workforce, I found I wasn't watching as much as I wanted to. Football season, obviously the schedule is not as daunting as 162 Major League Baseball games. But over the last couple of years, I've really gotten back into the swing of, regularly watching the Orioles. And last year, I got my first salaried job last year. So as like a gift to myself, I got myself tickets to go see the Orioles play the Rays in Tampa. And basically ever since then, I made it more of a priority to make sure I was keeping up and paying attention. I've always kind of had my finger on the pulse of what was going on, but just being able to really be in the thick of it with my fandom has been really exciting. And it's been a nice escape from everything that we've got going on in the world these days.
Absolutely. And then I got to ask you, how'd you start the podcast?
So the podcast was actually my friend and co-host, my best friend Hallie. It was her idea. So she would go to all the baseball games with me in Tampa. She's here in Orlando as well. So whenever we would go to the games, she knew how much I loved it. And after a while, earlier this season, I started a Ryan O'Hearn fan Instagram account. So I was doing that and I was interacting with a lot of people, and someone invited me to be on their podcast. And my friend Hallie was like, why don't you start your own podcast? I feel like that could be so much fun for you to do. You just go and it's yours and you yap about whatever you want to yap about. And, you can put your own perspective out there, and it's something you're doing for yourself. So that's really where it all kind of came from. And Melissa was someone else that was in the Instagram kind of Orioles fandom. So we connected through my Ryan O'Hearn account, and it just kind of worked out really nicely.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Awesome. So I listened. So I did have to listen to the Phillies episode that you had.
Of course.
And the word that is it's so intriguing, which I think I know what it is, but I want you to tell everybody.
Of course.
What's a pookie?
A pookie. So for your listeners, we do on Glove, actually, my podcast, we do a thing to kind of start the episode every week where we have our Pookies of the week. And I would say that pookie is a state of mind, really. So when I describe the criteria for a Glove Actually Pookie of the week, it doesn't necessarily have to be like the best player or even someone from a team that you like outwardly support. Although most of the time it is. They're just, generally speaking, pookie is just someone you have a lot of love and fandom for that you just want to like boost and give them a little extra love just for being them. Usually we gravitate towards players who display a lot of like silly or like wholesome behavior. So anybody that you would kind of quantify as like a silly goose is pookie worthy. And I know a lot of times when I am selecting my Pookie of the week for each episode, I try to think about, who's been on my mind a lot lately, whether they've had a really good week or they've had a really bad week. I've been trying to expand my horizons a lot and look into other teams, just because it is really important to me that I'm not just, promoting my teams and my favorite players. It's important to me that the listeners, or the Glovelies, as I affectionately call them.
I love the Glovelies. Yeah, that was really good. I love that.
It's important to me that they know that we don't just specifically cater to one fandom, but we embrace fans of every team. So I think everybody is Pookie worthy. It's just a matter of what's the most Pookie worthy thing that you've done lately.
Right. So I have to though ask, as I fix my thing up here, it's crooked.
Sure.
So when you get on to doing when you did the Phillies,
Yes.
okay, and when you when you do the ball players, is it something have to do with the way they look too on the field?
So okay.
Which I'm okay with. I was just thinking that that's kind of had a little bit of criteria to do that.
That is a good question. So sometimes when it comes to the teams that we are not as familiar with, when we're doing the legwork and we're doing the research for our episodes, a lot of times we don't have a lot to go off of because, especially in the off season, we don't have a game to tune into to watch them play. So we're relying on clips from the internet. We're relying on stats from the season, which don't necessarily give the best overall picture of what a player's capabilities are. And then, of course, there's photos all over the internet. Players have their own Instagram accounts, so they have ways to show us how they want to be perceived. So whenever we're doing the research, I know a lot of times Hallie is not necessarily the person with the most baseball knowledge on our team. So she really just kind of goes off of who she thinks is the cutest.
Right. Okay. There you go.
So I try to weigh a pretty good combination of how well have they performed numbers wise and stat wise. Is this someone that I think has like a nice presence? Do they seem like they're fun to be around? Do they seem like they're, interesting based on their social feeds and stuff like that? So that's kind of how I tend to put my lists together, especially from a top 5 perspective.
Right.
Sometimes though, it just kind of depends on how much time we have to prepare and how much time we have to do the legwork. So sometimes picking the cutest one is just the easiest thing to do.
I mean, it was fine. Yeah, because I was listening to that one, and JT was up there, and Harrison Bader was up there.
Yes.
I don't blame you. I mean,
yeah.
I will tell you this, that my daughter, who is not a huge, she's the big Eagles fan of the family, but she goes to Jay, she says, man, that JT is hot. And then she goes, oh, I love Harrison Bader. I love his hair, that kind of thing. So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, they're good-looking guys. I get it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm a big Harrison Bader fan just in general. I think he just has really fun, silly energy.
Vibes,
he's very pookie vibey, if you will. So he was that way before he was a Philly. He was that way when he was on the Twins.
Yeah.
He's played for a bunch of different teams, and I've always feel like he's kind of carried that same. I don't want to say carefree is the better word. He's got more of a carefree attitude.
Yes.
And he shows up. He puts a lot of his own personal style into everything that he does, and I just find that really engaging, just from an overall standpoint.
And he's full of, he's full of energy. He brought energy to that team when he came to the Phillies. People loved him. He came through. He was a good player. Loved him in center field. Absolutely. That's why I wish, the Phillies have some issues with the outfield. You heard me talking about it.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what he wants. Does he want 3 years? And, I don't know I don't remember what his contract was. But if it was me and I'm Dombrowski and John Middleton, the owner, I go, you know what? We need him back in the clubhouse. What does he want? Does he want 3 years? Let's give him 3 years and 15. Then we're done spending. Now we have a stalwart in center field.
Yeah.
We can look around some trades with other teams perhaps to get our left fielder and our right fielder. So I'm hoping he comes back,
I know that I know you were talking about JT earlier, and the only other thing that I had heard rumors of was the possibility of them possibly scooping Adley Rutschman from the Orioles. So
I heard that too a couple of weeks ago, about a week and a half ago. Yeah,
I guess that's going to kind of be one of those things that we got to see what happens. But I'm really hoping that you guys can keep JT. I'm hoping we can keep Adley. But I mean, if we do a little switcheroo for a couple seasons,
I wouldn't be an issue.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Again, it just depends who Baltimore's got in the back in the wings. Who's waiting to come up.
Right. Yeah. From a catcher perspective, we just brought up Samuel Basayo, And then we did have Alex Jackson, who we picked up from the Yankees last year. But we sent him to the Tigers. Someone's going to correct me if I'm wrong, but
yeah, they will.
Okay. Yeah, but I did really enjoy having him just because we really ran the gamut with injuries last year. We brought up 6 catchers, which is tied for the record.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel. Yeah, it was disappointing because when the Orioles, not last year, but the year before, hey, they got some good young players. And then this past year, it just went backwards, and they needed pitching, right? You need some pitching.
It was pitching, and then we also got saddled with almost every single injury in the book. I think everybody on our main roster ended up injured at some point.
Yeah, and you can't listen. Yeah. You can't fault injuries. That's the problem.
Of course,
you got to prepare for them, and you can only have so much depth. It's just one of those things. All right, to get to know you a little more, we're gonna do a little either word association or decision.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
I love it.
I'm going to start. Cat or dog? Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Oh, that's one strike against you. Though I love
Hallie's going to kill me for saying that. Hallie's got 2 very adorable cats that I cuddle with all the time. But if I had to choose.
You had to choose, yes. I'm a cat guy. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Iced or hot?
It depends. Usually in the mornings, hot coffee, but I will take an iced coffee any hour of the day.
Gotcha. What's your favorite candy?
Ooh, that's a good question. Usually anything with peanut butter. But I'm also a big gummy girl. I just did a work event this past. I'm an event planner in my everyday life, and I had an event this past weekend that we did where Albanese, the gummy company, they came as like a sponsor, and they gave out like free little packets of gummy bears, and I've been munching on those all weekend. They're so good.
But peanut butter, so Reese's peanut butter cups?
Reese's peanut butter cups. Ooh, my actual favorites are the Dove chocolates with the peanut butter in them.
Here's the thing. I was able to eat and loved Reese's peanut butter cups. I had an issue like a year and a half ago, and I would eat them and my stomach would go, "What are you doing, dude?" What the heck? All of a sudden, I can't eat peanut butter now. I can't eat peanut butter.
All of a sudden. I hope that never happens to me.
Oh, it's very annoying and frustrating.
I got you.
You gotta figure it out. All right, now we're gonna go to some ball players.
Okay.
You can give me one word answers, or one word that you first what comes to your mind when you hear these players.
Okay.
Ready? Aaron Judge.
Home run.
Shohei Ohtani.
Pookie.
Wasn't on my list. Here's one. Harrison Bader. Pookie too?
Tater tots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kyle Schwarber.
Schwarbombs.
All right. Juan Soto.
Overpaid.
Freddie Freeman.
Oh, sweetheart.
He's definitely a Pookie.
Yeah.
And last but not least on this list, Pete Alonso.
Polar bear. But now Oriole.
Oriole bear. That's exactly what it is.
Yes. That's exactly right.
So funny. Yeah, you guys are gonna. I'm sure Oriole Land is just going crazy. It's awesome.
Birdland is going nuts right now. Oh my gosh.
You guys, it's really, really good. All right, question for you. This is just totally off the cuff.
Okay.
I go shopping with my wife.
Okay.
Department stores. Let's just stick with department stores.
Okay.
I get so annoyed when we go in and she's shopping for herself, which is fine. I have no problem. But there's no place for me to sit down. I'm not young anymore. I turned 70 in 2 weeks. I need a place to sit. Why are there no chairs and benches? We were in Kohl's this afternoon. She's trying things. I need to sit down. I don't feel like shopping. I'm just going to go on my phone and hang out. Why can't you put a chair or a two-person seat next to them wherever and let me sit down? And I asked the woman working there, I said,
I get you.
She said, I've actually suggested that, and the company. She said that I don't want to. They don't want us to think because if we do it, the employees are going to sit down and stop not work.
That's not going to happen, first of all. But second of all, I'm right
Yeah.
there with you. As I've gotten older, and I say this all the time, the number one priority when I go anywhere is finding a place to sit down, which is so crazy. I went to this is going to get a little crazy for a second. So last year, my friends dragged me to an after party for one of like the EDC Electric Daisy Carnival. It's like a big like electronic music festival.
Okay.
My friends dragged me to an after party for this, which started at 11 p.m. And I'm sorry, that is past my bedtime.
Yeah.
So we go in and we're sitting there, we're waiting to like meet up with someone else. And I'm looking around and there's just floor. And I'm like, where am I going to sit down? So for the rest of the night, there were like 3 chairs along like one of the walls. And I was like, I was scoping these chairs out because I was like, I need to sit down. I need to find a place to sit down. So as soon as one of them became available, I beelined and I parked it right there for the rest of the night. So I'm right there with you. I think department stores, what I will say is that the really, really like high end ones, if you go to like Neiman Marcus or Bergdorf's or anything, like if you're in like a big like mall setting, a lot of those have seating because they get it.
They get it. And so, it's hot. You're wearing winter stuff, warm stuff, right?
Yes.
And you're starting to sweat. You take stuff off. You get tired of holding it over your arm. Give me a freaking seat, please.
Please.
I'm going to email Kohl's. I really am. I'm going to email Kohl's and see what they say.
All right. You can sign my name on that email.
I will do that.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh. It's so annoying. All right. So I pulled. So I never get lucky. I really don't with these cards.
Ooh, okay.
All right. I never get lucky. I mean, I got lucky a couple times, but I knew there was an autograph in the box that I bought.
Okay.
It ended up being a Derek Jeter.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Yeah. This was years ago. So I was like, I'm starting to shake. I said, oh my God. She goes, what she said? My wife was like, what? You never can believe what I just pulled. And I showed her and I immediately put it in a sleeve, in a case. I was like, okay, I'm good. But with lately, I'll pull a relic once in a while.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love relics. But I've never really pulled a really decent card autograph. And I check these videos out. I mean, I guess you have to buy the bigger boxes to be able to assure yourself you're going to get one. But I've seen people on videos on Facebook and Instagram, and they go and they open a pack and there's a freaking Shohei autograph. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So what I've noticed, I'll back up a little bit. I went to Costco one day and they had this big, like they called it a flagship collection pack. And I bought one of those and I took it home and I opened everything up. And one of the things that was in there was my first numbered card that was of 5.
Okay, that's good, right? A numbered card.
Yes. So I have a couple other numbered cards. I have like a 99, and then I think I have like a 10, and I think I have like a 25. But that was my first of 5. And for whatever reason, I don't know why this is my invisible string, but Jackson Merrill of the San Diego Padres, whenever I pull a good card, it's him.
Really?
So
I have a few of those too.
Yeah.
1 second. I got to say something. I shouldn't say I never get lucky. All right. I'm going to get this card. Whoop. There goes something. I shouldn't have just done that. Okay. Where is this thing? Oh, is it? Uh-oh. Where'd I put it? Here it is. All right. So 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, I shouldn't say I never get lucky. This was the lucky one.
Yeah.
Open the box,
Yeah.
and I pull a redemption card.
Oh, that's how you know it's good.
This was February of 22.
Okay.
No, 23. February 23. I remember. I sent in the redemption right then. It was Valentine's
Yeah.
Day, the day before, right? 6 months go by, I hear nothing. I get on top.
Okay.
I ask him a question. I'm checking on my redemption. Here's my
Yeah.
redemption. They send me an email. Well, we don't have that right now, but we can give you something else. I said, no, I'm a Phillies fan. I want this card. Well, we'll
Yeah.
let you know when it comes. This is what I got. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Oh, no way.
Mike Schmidt, Bryce Harper.
Oh, that's so
Can you
cool.
believe I pulled a Phillies one? I was like, are you kidding me?
Wow. I love that.
I was like, and this was 3 of 10. This is 3 of 10.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that was my luck. I think I'm done for the rest of my life. That was.
I was going to say, you never know. You never know.
You never know, right? All right, are you ready to start pulling?
I'm ready. Let's
All right,
go.
Let's see what we got. Start ripping this pack, Courtney. Let's see what we get.
All right. So you had series 1, right? I have series 2.
I have series 1. Here's what I pulled. Here's what I pulled from a box of updates. And this one, I couldn't. What I see, Kate Horton. This was somewhat valuable.
Oh, okay.
Rookie.
Nice.
These are all rookies. Yeah. Let's see who else I got. And then I ended up getting, and I think these will no doubt increase in.
I got a Freddie Freeman Stars of MLB.
Okay. All right.
I have a big collection of these, but I don't have this one yet.
Okay. There you go. There you go. All right, here we go. Nick Kurtz, rookie.
Oh, nice. Love that.
Stars of the MLB. Nick Kurtz.
Oh, perfect.
So rookie of the year, you can't go bad with that one.
Exactly. All right.
What else we got?
This pack, we got Josh Rojas, Mike Burrows, Anthony Santander, former Oriole. We got Garrett Mitchell, Willie Adames, Aaron Nola. We have a Toronto Blue Jays American League, Max Fried. I have a follower and an internet friend who is a very big Max Fried fan.
Right.
Johnny DeLuca, Walter Pennington, Mason Miller, who now plays for the Padres. Freddie Freeman, Stars of MLB. Tristan McKenzie and David Bednar. But Freddie Freeman, Stars of MLB, is definitely the good pull from that one.
Yes, that's a good one.
All right.
Are there any rookies in there?
I think just Mason. Mike Burrows.
Okay.
Got his rookie.
Because I keep the rookies. I mean, what I'm doing now, we're not really keeping anything that's so common.
Yeah. Just that.
Okay. Do your next one.
All right.
Come on, let's get a good one. Let's pull something good. How about a rookie? I pulled a couple of rookies.
Oh my God. I see who's on the back already. I'm already excited. Oh, okay. Max Muncy from the Dodgers.
Okay.
We got the Minnesota Twins with a high mom sign, Miguel Amaya, Nick Fortes, Bo Bichette. We got Kansas City Royals, Kyle McCann, John Singleton, Victor Robles. Ooh, Colorado Rockies. Got a nice little foil. Yeah. Purple foil. We got an Aaron Judge and Anthony Volpe. I'm assuming. Hold on one second.
Anything with Judge is just.
Yeah, anything with Judge is. Oh, we got Manny Machado.
Okay.
Stars of MLB, Manny Machado.
Future Hall of Famer.
Love that. And then we got Jaden Hill rookie and Adley Rutschman.
Bingo.
Bingo. We love Adley Rutschman. Any Adley Rutschman is always a huge win. All right. Pack number 3. Come on, let's go.
And I'll go with my 1, and then you'll finish up with your 4th.
Perfect. All right. I got another Josh Rojas, Mike Burrows, Anthony Santander again. Zach McKinstry, Jordan Hicks, Luis Peralta, rookie.
Okay.
Christian Javier, Nestor Cortez, Kevin Alcantara, We got a Simeon Woods Richardson foil hollow variant.
Nice. Yeah.
Very cool. We got Jaime Candelario. We got another foil variant. Very
Okay.
cool.
Foils are good.
And then we have Kevin Alcantara, Stars of MLB. Love that. And then Jose Siri and Dustin Harris, rookie.
Okay.
For
Rookie.
the Rangers. All right. Not bad.
It's amazing how these cards have changed over the years. It's just nuts. I mean, you're looking at regular cardboard back in the 60s when I was started collecting, and then all of a sudden these, the junk wax, 90s, a ton of them,
Yeah.
they were nothing special. Some people like them, but they made gazillion.
Uh-oh, Mitch, I think you got stuck. Mitch definitely got stuck. All right, let me see if I can figure out how to unstick Mitch. Oh, he just texted me. He said, not sure what happened. I'll be back. Mitch will be back. You heard it here. Oh, I love baseball cards. It's the thrill of the blind hunt. You never know what you're going to get. It's always super fun. Oh, I love this. This is so neat. It's got like this nice little foil tint on it. That's so cool. Oh. Mitch said he is pulling cards and is going to put them in the chat. Ooh, a Willie Mays 35th anniversary. I gotta see that one. That one sounds really cool. All right, so I'm going to rip this last pack and show everybody what I got. And then I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night, my friends. All right, last pack. Here we go. We got Jordan Walker from the Cardinals. We got Mason Montgomery, rookie card from the Rays. We got Matt Strom from the Phillies. Kyle Tucker, who reportedly might be going to the Blue Jays. Brendan Rodgers from the Astros. Randy Vasquez from my San Diego Padres. Yosfer Zuleta, another rookie card. Juan Yepez from the Nationals. We got a Pittsburgh Pirates team card. Jonathan Cannon from the Chicago White Sox. We got Teoscar Hernandez. I love these 35th anniversary. They look like almost like comic book style is what I kind of think of them as. I think that looks really cool. Oh, we got Pete Alonso. Stars of MLB, Pete Alonso. Love that. I'm so excited to have Pete Alonso on my team. I really am. All right, we got Deshaun Kersey from the Twins, another rookie card. And finally, another Pookie. We got Kike Hernandez from the Dodgers. Beautiful. I love that. All right, well, so let's kind of take a look at everything. We got some good rookies. We got a lot of Stars of MLB, which I think is really cool. The pack that I purchased was a 4-pack that I found at Walgreens, of all places. For whatever reason, Walgreens is like a super niche place to get baseball cards. So if you haven't already, definitely check out your local Walgreens. You never know what kind of treasures you're going to find there. But we got the purple foil refractor Colorado Rockies. We have the Aaron Judge Anthony Volpe duo card. We've got Stars of MLB. We've got Manny Machado. We've got Kevin Alcantara from the Cubs. We've got Freddie Freeman from the Dodgers. We've got, I'm disorganized. Polar Bear Pete, formerly of the Mets, now of the Orioles. We have a rainbow refractor Jaime Candelario. And we've also got a rainbow foil refractor Simeon Woods Richardson. And then finally, we got the comic book style Teoscar Hernandez. So definitely, in my eyes, a good pull. Definitely worth the money for my perspective. And then I've got a bunch of other base cards that I can trade and give away to all the Glovelies if anybody wants to trade. So I would love to trade with you. Thank you so much, Mitch, for having me on. I know Mitch is having some technical difficulties, so I'm going to sign off just for right now. My name is Courtney. I have a podcast called Glove Actually. You can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can also follow us on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. We are Glove Actually Pod on all of those. And if there's anything that you guys want us to talk about, be sure to hit us up in the comments of our videos. We would love to hear from you. And I am so happy and so grateful for Mitch asking me to be here today. Hopefully we can collab again soon, and hopefully I can come back. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night.